Hey everyone, our newest legend, Mako, arrives in patch 4.07. Here's what's coming into this patch update. Mako, the ultimate apex predator from the sea, has made her way to Brawlhalla. With her greatsword and katars, she aims to make fish meat out of her opponents and the grand tournament. Mako enters with 3 new skins. Abyssal Goblin Mako. Be afraid of what lurks in the deep. Orca Mako. Have a killer day. Hammerhead Mako. Whether in water or on land, nothing is safe. We're promoting and raising awareness about voting, how to register to vote, and how to make a voting plan for this year's election. Players can claim a free Raise Your Vote emote and vote avatar by following the details and instructions at brawlhalla.com/vote. Our Synthwave Battle Pass Season 2 still grooves on with its 3rd week of missions. This 2nd season features 85 tiers of new exclusive rewards unlockable by playing Brawlhalla and completing missions. The Battle Pass season will last 12 weeks, so get brawling! This week, we're featuring Ghost Brawl as Brawl of the Week. Quickly go invisible when you don't use any powers in this tense game mode. If you stay invisible too long or use any power, including dodge, then you'll be visible once more. Pro tip: dust clouds from jumps and dashes are still visible even when an opponent is not. Here's Eric with a balance pass.
Thanks, Winan. This patch brings a number of changes that focus on granting appropriate risk to common options that have a high degree of reward and utility, while increasing the utility of base attacks and signatures that fit more specialized roles. We have slightly increased the risk of the axe's farthest reaching attacks to better match their high potential reward. While the sidelight and side air still pose a powerful threat, errant use of these attacks are susceptible to greater punishment from attentive players. The sidelight also now provides a constant frame advantage to remove some overly strong, meaty combos. The axe ground pound has received a reduction in threat coverage during its charge, emphasizing proper aim and timing while also allowing vertical attacks to better contest this heavy strike. While the blaster's threat coverage and dead zones provide a good mix of risk and utility, its rate of building damage needed to be brought closer in line with other weapon kits. The sidelight now has slightly less stun to widen dodge windows after this long-range poke. The downlight now deals slightly less damage to rein in this weapon's total damage from true combos. The cannon's overall kit utility has reached a solid state, however a number of the continued attacks after a follow-up from a sidelight cover too many escape options. While sidelight operates best when it offers more consistent strings, those strings can too often cycle back into a sidelight. In order to widen these repeat connections, we have made minor adjustments to the sidelight and greater adjustments to the common follow-ups that would cycle back into a sidelight. The greatsword now has more recover time on miss for all bridge attacks, significantly delaying both the attack cancel and movement cancel windows of each bridge stance. Some of this power has been shifted into the down bridge attack in the form of greater stun for slightly improved frame advantage to better match its increased risk. The neutral air and down air openers now enter their stances earlier on miss for quicker stance follow-ups, as they previously carried too much risk on landing compared to other weapons. The side opener has received a minor adjustment for greater consistency in setup location during high-speed interactions. While the hammer neutral light and downlight make use of their relatively low threat coverage with quick time to hit, these attacks could be used too freely to steal back a turn in neutral. Now these attacks carry greater risk to match their utility with greater recover time on miss. The hammer downlight has also received a reduction in damage to bring the total combo damage closer in line with other similar options while maintaining its rate of damage in the neutral game. The Katar's sidelight and side air now receive a slightly greater momentum bonus to keep up with the current pace of other weapons and general movement. We have also slightly improved the Katar's knockout reliability with increased force on the side air and slightly increased stun on the downlight for tighter follow-ups with the recovery attack. Like other options that could be rotated too freely, the orb down air has received an increase in recover time on miss to grant appropriate risk for its utility. The Rocket Lance neutral light now has greater recover time on miss to widen windows of retaliation against the Rocket Lance's ground kit. Similarly, the Rocket Lance downlight has slightly less threat coverage at the beginning of the attack, so opponents may better contest this retreating attack. The Rocket Lance neutral air has received updated hitboxing, resulting in less threat coverage and a greater dead zone near the user. The neutral air also has decreased drift on miss, presenting a more consistent target for retaliation. The Rocket Lance down air has slightly decreased recover time on miss to better match its risk with its more niche use. For improved anti-air and string starting ability, we have slightly increased the threat coverage at the end of the Scythe neutral light. Primarily a concern in doubles play, the Spear Downlight's final strike on hit now has less rear threat coverage, allowing team members to more reliably interrupt this attack and save their teammate. Unarmed Neutral Light has received a decrease in forward threat coverage, so weapon kits can more reliably outrange this attack, both in the neutral game and when it's used to challenge strings. We have also reduced the damage dealt by the side light and recovery to better match their utility. Each blast of Ada's neutral blasters now has a significantly longer hit window for improved reliability when using this high precision attack. Given the high degree of movement in Barraza's neutral axe, we have increased the recover time on miss to provide more appropriate risk for this powerful reversal. We have also reduced the force of Barraza's down blasters, as this signature could consistently score knockouts too early. Caspian's neutral Katars had proved to be an undervalued anti-air signature, so it has received increased damage and reductions in minimum charge time and recover time to be closer in line with other similar options. We have also reduced the minimum charge time and recover time of Caspian's down Katars for improved utility on this high precision attack. We have increased the recover time on miss for Fate's side orb to better match its total threat coverage and bring its risk in line with its utility. Fate's down orb has also received increased minimum charge time and recover time on miss to grant more substantial windows for retaliation, as this attack could previously be rotated through too quickly. Nash's down spear now travels faster during its retreat and slower during its leap, aiming the attack closer to Nash's starting location. This allows the user to more effectively use the retreat to bait and punish incoming attacks. We have also updated the hitboxing on Nash's neutral spear and neutral hammer, resulting in less threat coverage near the user for each of these attacks. Petra's neutral gauntlets and side gauntlets now have greater recover time to better match their high degree of movement and present a more reliable target for players who properly avoid these attacks. Orion's side spear now has significantly less threat coverage during its travel, allowing other attacks to better contest this forward rushing signature. It has also received a decrease in rear threat coverage during the final swing for more reliable dodges through this attack. We have revalued several signatures that increase travel distance and threat coverage during their charge, as they have often proved to underperform. Rayman's side axe has been granted numerous improvements to its travel speed, recover time, damage, and force to better match this new baseline. Several of Scarlet's signatures have received increased risk to match their substantial rewards. Her side hammer, neutral rocket lance, and down rocket lance all have greater avenues for retaliation on a more stable target when properly evading these attacks. Taros down hammer now has greater minimum charge time to open a dodge window when performed as a follow-up from a hammer down light. While Taros neutral hammer maintains its ability to combo from a hammer down light given its relatively low damage, this signature has also received an increase to minimum charge time to make this combo a frame-perfect interaction. Some of this power has been shifted into Taros side hammer and side axe signatures for decreased time to hit and minimum charge time. The minimum charge time for Thatch's side sword has been decreased to better match its high recover time and increase its reliability. Given the high degree of mobility on Thor's neutral orb, we have increased the minimum charge time and recover time to grant players a more appropriate window to react to its lightning-fast travel speed. Similarly, we have increased the minimum charge time of Thor's side hammer, along with a decrease in force to compensate for the distance it can carry targets before launching them. We have shifted some power within Ulgrim's kit, primarily focusing on his neutral signatures. Both the neutral rocket lance and neutral axe signatures have decreased coverage at the bottom and no longer hit grounded. Some of this power has found its way into a quicker minimum charge time for the neutral rocket lance, while also reducing the recover time and risk of Ulgrim's down rocket lance. Like Rayman's side axe, Zol's forward-charging signatures have also received improvements from the revalued baseline. While both Zol's side axe and side cannon now have less recover time on miss, the side axe has also received increased travel speed during its charge.
Thanks, Eric, for all the info. The Solidarity emote for Campaign 0 is still available for a limited time in Brawlhalla. All proceeds from this emote will be donated to Campaign 0. In addition, we've made a couple of game improvements, like slightly improving the advanced AI bot's determination for whether an attack can be evaded by jumping or dodging. We also made a few bug fixes, like we fixed some Qatar base kit and platforming animation issues, where sometimes a Legend's tail would be facing the wrong direction. This week's free-to-play Legend rotation features Koji, Orion, Zul, Caspian, Oldrim, Lin Fei, Ada, Fate, and Nyx. Thanks for watching and have fun brawling with our newest legend, Mako. To see the complete patch notes, visit us at Brawlhalla.com.